Hi there, thanks for joining me again back in the garage. Got a little treat today. This is the Mucar CS EOBD code reader scanner. We're going to give it a little try out and see what it's up to. Let's whip it out of the box. Now the price on this is really good. It's in that bracket, £189, but there are some vouchers available. I'll put links in the description for it to Amazon. This is a good code reader. It's supposed to be able to read 28 systems, ABS, traction control, transmission, EOBD, does all of the car engine diagnostics and everything. So, it should be good. And much like the Top Don that we did a review on, the OBDII 600, this one is also free updates for life. It's a really small, nifty bit of kit. It's very lightweight, which this doesn't have batteries in it. So this one is purely plug it into the car and that powers the unit up, which is why it's so small and light. Yeah, I think what we've got to do with this is go and plug it in and see how we get on. We do have a little USB lead here. This would be good for doing the updates on it, which we need to do. So I'll get it updated and then we're going to plug it in the car and see what happens. USB to USB-C. Pop top out of it there. It's got a little blank there, look. It's even got space for a memory card if you want to put that in there. Let's just put that charging wire in there and we can get this thing updated. And there it is in all its glory, look. It's quite a nice, sleek bit of kit. Get a decent length of wire on it. About 1 metre long. First thing I have to say is how fast it is. It's rapid. It's really, really fast on the Wi-Fi. I've just connected it and now we're going to update, look. So let's go for this, update that. So that's the firmware update, and then we've got all these different cars. You can see there at the top I've done 86 already and there's 39 to go. It's pretty quick. It's not bad at all. See how fast that's coming in? That's real time. Once they're in, you just install them. And once that's across, that's it, all done on that model, and just move on to the next one. You can just click the button and do them all at once. Home screen layout is really nice, really simplified. Scan, OBD, maintenance, update, file, repair, info and settings. So you'd want to go into your settings to start with to do your Wi-Fi. Once you've connected it to Wi-Fi, which I've done there on my loader's pad, then you can go straight into the updates and update the software. So with these updates, you don't have to put in an email address, you don't have to create an account. It does it all completely anonymously and free. So we've got a scan there. You can either go into a specific scan, which gives you more information on the vehicle, or we can do a general EOBD. We've got maintenance service applications, air bleed, ABS. We've got headlights, brakes, coolant, pumps, DPF regeneration, battery sensor, EGI, ETS, gearbox, immobilizers, injection and all sorts. You know, I'll go put into a car to get any more information on that. Oil resets, seat. There's a lot of service stuff on there. We've got the file. We've got files which has got saved stuff. If we had saved any reports, they would be in there. You've got repair information, code library, which has just got all the codes in. You put the code in you want, and it'll tell you what it is. All the vehicles that are covered, you know, so they're all in there. So let's go back to the main screen and we're going to plug it in a car. Right, so the first car we're going to try it on, this is the Mercedes 72 plate GLA 200. We've got a little OBD socket under here. Here we go, we're in. And instantly it's powered up. Okay, so we'll press the button and get the ignition on. There we go, we're all powered up. Right, so let's go into a scan. auto search. Let's try that to start with. It's carrying out its VIN scan. So we got on the scan there, it's telling us the chassis number, it's telling us that the warning light is off, DTCs, there's nothing stored, readiness completed, it's got 8 processes, 3 of them are not supported, data stream, ignition spot, just telling us a little bit about the car. So that looks like it's it for this model. It won't let us in to the actual ECU on this brand new car. It doesn't have it doesn't have the information, doesn't have the software on this model. Right, so here, this is the 2011 BMW E82 1 Series. Let's plug the Mucar into it and see what we get. I know there's a couple of little issues with this one, so let's see if it can pick it up and read it out for us. Okay, here we go then. So let's go for the scan first of all. We'll do an auto search on it, see if it picks up the car. Ah, there we go. So we've got fault codes, which is the brake vacuum sensor signal is faulty. Okay, that's one we know of. Read data stream, what's it going to give us on here? Charging, exhaust emission, fuel system, steering wheel. So I've been through all the menus on this vehicle specific, and it shows you we've got a lot of engine management stuff, but there's nothing as far as ABS transmission. I'll have a quick peek through all the other menus on this and just see if I'm not missing something, but I can't find it anywhere, so I'll have to go and say that it will only do engine management systems as far as diagnosis and fault codes. We do have the service functions that it can perform, some of those, but again they are all vehicle specific. Some it will, some it won't. Okay, we've got the E91 BMW. This is a 2010 model year. Pop the ignition on so we can do a scan on it. Let's try auto searching it, see if it knows the car. Okay, here we go. So it's telling us what the car is, how many miles it's done. So there we go, that's the information of the car. So I press next on that. Okay, so let's go health report. Engine control module. Continue. So I can read any fault codes that we've got in there. And there we go, we've got a few. Look, so we've got we've got the brake vacuum sensor, which has been an issue with this one. I did change it for an Amazon one, and it's failed again. So I'm going to have to get a proper genuine BMW one on there. Particulate filter has got some kind of issue with it there as well. We've got injection adaptation. We've got yeah. So there's a camshaft signal. So there's a few like minor faults in there, nothing to shout about. We can clear the fault codes from there. Read data stream. So here we go, it's giving us some fueling stuff. We've got values on there. That's about, there's not a lot in there. Fuel system, engine stop start system, operational values. What does it give us for that? Air conditioning, air mass, load, ambient, battery voltage, brake light, coolant temperature, engine speed, air intake. It looks like on this model it's only going to let me go into the engine control module and none of the other ECUs. So let's have a look at the data streams and see what we can actually get. So we've got some operational values. Air mass, alternator load, engine speed. Coolant temperature. Get all those onto a graph as well. I should be able to combine these. Combine. Put it on the graph. Oh, that's not long. Right, okay, there we go. So it's showing the information on a graph. If you want to see it visually, then that's a nice way of looking at it. Exhaust emission system. Okay, so we've got time since regeneration. Does it tell us that? Will it give us that information? Is it 2 days, 21 hours, 28? Is it? I don't know. I quite understand what that means. 2:21:28H. Mileage since regeneration. Oh, it's a bit more easy to understand. Okay, 75 miles. So it was. I'd say that's 2 days, 21 hours, and 28 minutes, possibly. So we've got a few basic functions in there telling us, you know, information on sensors while the engine's running, on the fuel system, the stop-start system, engine emission system, and we can obviously try and clear some codes. Let's just see if it will clear the fault codes. Oh, well, it says it's done it. Clear fault codes completed. So let's just read the fault codes again. And that's there because that's always there because it's faulty. So, okay, it's got rid of all the other ones, hasn't it? It doesn't want to do ABS on this, so it will not give me anything on that at all. I can't seem to get into any ABS modules. There's no way. I can't see any way here of it letting me in. Read live data through here and see what it gives us on that. Will it give me anything other than engine management, throttle position, accelerator pedal, airflow, ambient barometric pressure, catalyzer, control module, distance travelled while activated. That's also a nice one. So if you've got a fault code that comes on and you want to know how long it's been on for, you can actually go into that and it'll tell you how long it's been since that fault code came on. Engine RPM, lambda, fuel pressure, air intake, oxygen sensor, vehicle speed sensor. So that looks like it's 29 or thereabouts. There's 29 data streams that we've got. So as far as the BMW goes, we can get engine management information. We've got a few sensors in here that we can check and test. It'll clear the diagnostic codes for the engine management system, which is nice. That's not a bad bit of kit. So we've done the first two. Let's have a look at the maintenance services and see what we can do on this car. Let's first of all just have a look in air fuel to see what it says in there. Oh, not supported after all that. Okay, let's go back to let's just cancel that off again, go back out of that. Right, so that was air fuel. It didn't like that, did it? Okay, so let's go into bleed of the brakes. Will it have any more luck with that one? Oh, okay, something's happening. Oh, yeah, we get there. It's doing it, look. So that's the ABS pump working. So it is doing the brake bleeding on the BMW. So that worked. That was pretty cool. So that was the brake bleeding. So that worked. Let's have a look at brakes. CBS reset, service reset. So we'll give that a tap. It takes us through into the menu. And there we go, front brakes, we press F2. It showed us that they were 56% to start with, and now they're back to 100%. Okay, let's try rears. See what that was there. That's F3. Yeah, it's done the rear brakes, brake fluid. So we can click on that, so F4. So we can go through all the different functions, engine, engine oil, brake fluid, vehicle check, and we can reset all the functions. So if we've replaced the brake pads, done the oil service, rather than going through the menus on the car and resetting, we can do it through this, which we've managed to do there. Exit the function using F11, so let's go all the way down to F11 and exit it that way. So the maintenance schedules, we've got a few of those in there. We've got some of them that work, some of them that don't, but yeah, those that did were fantastic. That worked really well. So let's plug the Mucar into the Peugeot and see what we get with that one. Straight away it's fired up. It's a 2008 model year and it's pre-auto scan. So I think this is going to come back negative. So we'll enter it manually using the keypad. PMC. Let's go for health report first, see what it comes out with. Okay, it's just found the engine. It's not gone into the ABS system or anything. It has literally just done the engine. So let's have a look at the data streams that we can get. We've got fuel injection, emission control, oxygen sensor, engine coolant temperature. So let's go engine speed, downstream oxygen sensor and the coolant, and you've got injection time. Okay, so we get a nice graph visualizing all the data. Sometimes it's easy to look at it when it's all in front of you on a graph, and that's streaming really nicely. That gives us a good visual, and we can also go into other various sensors. Oxygen sensor, always nice to see on a graph. You can check your voltages there as well if you want to just look at them visually. You can select both of those and drop them into a graph. And then obviously now reverted it back to Celsius rather than Fahrenheit as well. So again, we can get basic engine management results from the sensors. We can't do ABS on the car, it's not picking that up, but it is doing engine management systems. So on the screen we've got the time, we've got the Wi-Fi strength, and we've also got battery voltage there. Now I can install a new update on it. This is a firmware, so it's really going to boost it. Right, and so we're back in the Mercedes again. Let's try and see if it'll make any difference to it this time. Menus look slightly different now. So it's picked up the VIN, we can do a health report. It's showing that it's all connected up on the dashboard. We can click in fault codes, it's picking that up. Look, no fault codes stored. We can go to the maintenance menu and just give those a go. And unfortunately, it doesn't support those on this model. Oil maintenance, can we get anything with that one? So it's not supported on that one, they don't list it. But at least we can now scan and get fault codes out of the machine. So that's a quick rundown of the unit. It's not bad. It's not a bad unit at all for the money, you know. It does your engine management, diagnostics, and it will do your maintenance services. If you've enjoyed the video, if you've got any comments, drop me some comments. I'll always love those. If you like the video, please drop me a little thumbs up. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. 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 Today's gonna be a good day.